Hi, welcome. I haven't used my voice in a little while, I guess. Welcome. We're going to do a little intuitive practice here to tap into the messages that are going to come through. So we'll do some collaging and then we'll move into the tarot. So thank you for being here. We'll just see what comes out. I've been doing a lot of, I don't know if study is the right word. I don't know. I'm just following a lot of my curiosities about this type of stuff and to see where it leads, because I feel like I've always been one to kind of go against just dogma or things that are doctrine or ways of doing things just because that's what people accept, and I don't know where that comes from. A little rebellious, I guess, but it really has to make sense to me, and I'm an experimenter, so I feel like I was a scientist in a past life or something, because, for example, I'm trained in Reiki. I never felt anything during my Reiki training. I never saw anything, never felt anything, and I've always felt like I was doing it wrong. And then things eventually emerged in my own way. And when I do energy work with people, it's different than what I hear other people talk about. And so I'm on this journey continually trying to keep opening myself up to what are the ways things work through me. And that's what led me to tarot. But I'm like, I know this isn't the end game. It's just a piece of the puzzle. And there's more coming. And so I've been exploring, trying to create this library of understanding, and it led to this. So this is the next little bit. So thanks for always being there and coming along on this journey. Who knows where we'll end up. Again, I'm being called more into like mediumship and things like that, tapping into all kinds of energies. And so I'm just here for the journey. I'm going to toss these back on. Got my little buttons. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry. And then we have some like hair ties. And we'll just see what we feel into these little elements we've got going on. Ooh, can you see that? That reminds me, I gotta work on that new camera later tonight. So, yeah, I just thought I would tell you I keep getting messy, where I'm going with this, which is I don't know where I'm going. I'm just exploring and open to everything along the way and not adopting something just because that's how it works for that person or that person, because I feel like people find their own way and then they latch onto something that works for them, which is wonderful. That's what we should all be doing, just whatever works for us. But then a lot of people turn it around and say, this is how it has to look, or else you're not doing it right. So that's the part I rebel against, because we all are so different and so unique. Of course things are working differently through us. Some things might look similar and then other things might not. And so give yourselves permission to just be you, your unique version of you, and it may not look like anybody else's, and that's how it should. And I don't like the should wording except for this case. That's how it should be. People need to stop putting each other in boxes. I don't want to be in a box. I don't want you to be in a box. Okay, off my soapbox. Oh boy, I see a lot of energy rising up to the surface. So it seems like something you've been, if this resonates with you, it's something that you've been feeling, and I feel like the timing is such that things are coming to the surface for sure. They keep it's like a growing sensation too. There's a lot of transformation energy here. So you're undergoing this whole like caterpillar to butterfly scenario. Again, I'm talking very vaguely for now. We'll get to the specifics hopefully in the tarot. But there's a lot coming to the surface. And I'm going to leave this out because maybe as we go into the cards, we'll reflect back here. It might seem like things are getting complicated, but they're not. They're actually simplifying. The more you come into the awareness that it's time to surrender and release, that's where things will start to simplify even more. So follow that intuition, follow that impulse to surrender, release, give it up, let go, all those words, because good things are coming. And it might be a little uncomfortable. Sometimes the act of surrender is a little uncomfortable, but it's so liberating to move through it. And it might be physically uncomfortable. Maybe you're dealing with something physical or emotional that has a physical component to it, or physical that has an emotional component to it. That tends to be an underlying truth. But in this case, I feel like you might be feeling physically uncomfortable with certain things that are coming to the surface. So let's see if there's anything else before we go into the cards. I feel like this journey you're on has been like it was almost like the dam burst, you know, and then you're like, oh, I have all this healing. And then it's like you've been experiencing those dips with the integration where you're like, okay, oh man, I'm in a phase. And then it's like whoosh, more healing. And so it feels like you're riding the waves of integration, which is actually a very positive, I take it as a very positive thing, that you're not just, you know, wee! It's like you're actually doing the work. You know, the work being trying to integrate these healings, what's emerged from the healing, into your everyday life. So this is all very positive. It just seems like maybe where you are or where you just were has been really uncomfortable. And so maybe we can get some clarity on, well, like, what are we supposed to know about that phase that you've been in? Okay, so I'm gonna, plus I think phases is like the topic of the day. Okay, now let's see, where do we want to start? How's the boutsies? I keep kind of using these, so maybe I want to use something different. Yeah, let's use something different. I'm going to use my Zodiac Tarot. They feel good. Hope my dryer isn't too loud. Can you hear it? I saw a meme last week that was, so our dryers have like, they're like whenever they are like done with a cycle, the washer and dryer, they're very musical, and they're Kenmores, they're like ancient, they're really old, yet they have some fancy sounds. And so I saw a meme that was like, normal washing machines just go bzzz. And then it said Samsung washing machines, like, and then there was somebody singing like a love song, like, ah, la, 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 la. And I'm like, I said that to my husband. I was like, yeah, or Kenmore, not just Samsung. It has to show off like singing you a love song. I'm done drying your clothes. So anyway, I don't know why that had to come out. Let's get going. So overall energies, we have the Hierophant, the Empress, the Four of Cups, and Strength. Whoa! 3 out of 5 are major arcana. And then an overall with the Queen of Pentacles, which is Kind of interesting what we've been talking about with this journey. If this is related, the Queen of Pentacles is, she's kind of like the nurturer. It's almost like she's the one walking the path of integration, and she's carrying her like this healing, and she's like cares for it so deeply. It is a precious gift, because like this energy of this path of you doing the work, that's her. She's like, it will come to fruition, but it's very, Pentacles being very grounded energy. You are doing the work because it's going to amount to something. You're moving through these cycles, and she's one who actually nurtures something to fruition, to its fullest potential. I think that's a very positive sign for the overall energy. The Hierophant is this like seeking your own. It's almost like when you're on this path, it almost feels like that's what we were talking about, is they seeking, like tapping into the wisdom traditions, or like maybe faith traditions, to say like what resonates with you. Because when you're going through this, like this whole transformation we talked about, where it's like caterpillar and butterfly, you're not the same person you were at the start of this, nor should you be. And so this might be you reaching out to say like, well, what resonates now? Like, what's my new normal? Who am I? And what is this world? And where do I plug in? And what fundamental belief system? It's like a rebuilding of that. And what do I believe? What do I align with is a better way to say that. The Empress is full on flow and love, and you're receiving all that's meant to be received. Like the gifts of all this healing. It's too high level. We'll just leave it at that for now. And the Four of Cups is, like this cup's being handed to her, these gifts. And the Four of Cups sometimes is like heart protector kind of energy, like we keep ourselves a little closed off from the gifts coming to us, but I feel like you're no longer doing that. This is opening up. So it's like maybe you're moving out of that Four of Cups energy finally. But that may have been the dip that I see here, is protecting, because you're going through so much. It's like sometimes we have to close off a little bit and be like, okay, settle down. This phase of integration, I just came off of the roller coaster. I need some downtime before I get back on the next ride, so I don't puke. Anyway, I'm having a hot flash. Hold up. I should push pause during my hot flashes. If I did that, the video would be like, I have too many. Okay. Then we end here with the Strength card, which is beautiful, because by the end of this, it's like you know who you are, you're in alignment, you've found this inner strength, this resiliency that's like no other. And I'm just going to leave that there. That is beautiful. We'll put that there for the overall energy. Any questions? Okay, let's go. So let's break it down even further. I feel like something's telling me to get an oracle message for you. I wish I had all the ones I have in my studio here. Whatever. Here we go. Wisdom of the chakras. I was just watching a video actually about the chakras and consciousness. I've been watching a lot on consciousness and quantum mechanics and all my favorite topics. Particles, photons, everything. Nature of the universe and the chakras, everything is like a metaphor. Chakras are metaphors. It's like they're tools. So it's like if something, it speaks to us, back to what I was saying about Reiki. Reiki, sometimes like people give themselves permission. Everything's a permission slip and a tool. Like if you feel it in your hands, That's how it works through you, because that's the map you've created. For me, apparently my map, it runs like things move through my body and I feel energy that way. But I don't see it with my eyeballs, and a lot of times I don't feel it in the palms of my hand. I literally sometimes want to puke. Or I'll just yawn a lot. I mean, it moves through my body. Now, isn't that interesting that the chakras nothing's like, it's all a metaphor. So the people who see the color, like attribute colors to the chakras, first of all, in the Hindu faith, apparently they didn't assign colors. That's New Age spiritualism. Isn't this stuff fascinating? And yet I'm about ready to tell you which chakra wants to be addressed and what color is assigned to it. That may not resonate with you. It barely resonates with me. Yet I'm going to do it because the poetry of it all resonates with me. There's some truth to everything. Even if I can't see the colors, sometimes I'll feel orange, and I know that it has to do something with this part of the body. So it's like, why? It's just a metaphor. Do you think really any energy is a certain color? Not every being in the universe sees colors. So like, isn't this wild? It's all our own perceptions and metaphors and tools and permissions. Oh, it's fascinating. Okay. Butterfly, you guys. Oh, that's what I said. Metamorphosis. See, poetry. You are reaching completion on this part of your journey. Prepare to rise higher. That's exactly what we said. I didn't even need to do a reading. Oh my goodness. We could have just stopped at that. But I'll read the Metamorphosis message at the end, because this is fun. Let's just keep going. And I'll get off all my soapboxes. It's really not, it's me. It's kind of not me having an opinion. It's me doing away with opinions, because there's truth in everything. Isn't that wonderful? If we're just open enough. And sometimes it's too overwhelming for people. So people have to close down to feel like they have some control. And it's like, what if we just let go of control and realized, oh my God, I'm still alive. I didn't die. I didn't combust because I stopped believing in one small little thing. And I believe there's truth in everything. Oh my God, I burst into flames. So fascinating. So anyway, let's go. You guys. Okay, this is the butterfly reading. Loud and clear. Got it. Two of Swords. More swords. We got the Five of Swords. I'm just going to do, let me see if I want to do one more. And we got the Four of Wands. Okay. So we have the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, Five of Swords, Four of Wands. There's definitely a transformation going on. And something is like, maybe that's why I'm doing these little anti-soapbox stuff, because there's this energy coming through about trying to find your own path. And that's what the Two of Swords is all about. And the Five of Swords is like this, like, conflict and rivalry of ideas. And that's, I think, why the Hierophant's coming up, saying you're like trying to pick and choose what works for you. It's all related. And then the Four of Wands is you coming into your own strength, your own alignment, what makes you happy, what makes you feel joy. It's gonna, whatever this is that you're coming to, it's gonna resonate in a very joyful way. It's gonna be just like freedom, kind of happy. And I think that's where your strength is gonna come in. There's like knowing that you don't have to, it doesn't have to look like anybody else, and that's gonna fill you with such a joy. I love that. Four of Cups again. There it is. You got to pay attention to that. Justice right at the heart of this spread. And the Lovers. Justice right at the heart is like you, through this going internal, that how do you align? What resonates with you? And it's not going to look like anybody else's. That's you finding your truth. And the Four of Cups is you're coming out of that heart protector mode. You're opening up. You're becoming that butterfly. Again, through like, what do I believe? How am I aligning? What resonates with me? And then you're opening up. And the Lovers, this is, poetry. Oh my God. That's you coming into alignment with, it's like with yourself, with your highest self, by the way. And when I say that, there's this, to me, my belief system, if you want to call it belief, is like there's something beyond our physical self, right? We all feel it, don't we? I know you do. And what is it? I don't know. Do you know? No. And if you do, you know your version. And I guess I know my version. And my version is like I feel like there's one collective consciousness, one giant consciousness, whatever it is. Oh man, it blows my mind. And we're all just little pieces of it that's distinguishing from each other so it can like learn about itself. And we feed that information back into the collective along the way after we die. Who knows? It's all at all times. That's why you can get a group of people together and be like, whoa, I feel the vibes. It's all the same stuff. Energy, consciousness, chakras, colors, whatever. It's all. So, what does that have to do with this? I don't know. I feel like this energy is coming through because you are finding your own unique path, and it's beautiful. And I feel like you're going to blow people's minds. Okay. Right here, we have the Ace of Cups. Yup. And the Six of Swords. Oh my gosh. You can't see that, but pretend you can. And the Ace of Cups, Six of Swords. Ace of Cups coming out from the Four of Cups. You're coming out of that heart protector and you're finding your truth. And then you're just overflowing. You're following your intuition. You're in a complete flow state. I've got all the chills down my left arm. That's new. That's funny. I wonder if it's because I'm on the left side of this picture. Whoa, that's trippy. And then we have the Six of Swords, which is the healing journey. So you found your truth. You're coming into connection with your deepest knowing. When I say higher self, it's like back to that collective consciousness. I feel like it's the piece of you that spans eternity. So it's like the you that is eternal and knows everything. And so it's like your higher self that decided, I'm going to plop down into your humanness to learn some things. And so it's whatever is tapped between you and that collective consciousness. It's like a funnel. So that Six of Swords is your healing journey. That's the whole picture that we see here. This is you on that healing journey, moving from the choppy waters to the calm waters, they always say with the Six of Swords. So, one more, please. Let's get one of these to finish it off. So, there's what I feel like is going to happen here. Oh, let me just get the card first. We have the Nine of Pentacles. It's that abundance card. Even though it's a spider, don't be scared. It's a nine of the crystals, in this case, says security and abundance. But more so than anything, with this Nine of Pentacles, it's having gratitude for your journey that you've been on and where it's led. It's like you getting to the calm waters of the Six of Swords and being so grateful your boat didn't tip over. That's where you're headed. So it's not just achieving something. It's actually recognizing that it's been here all along. It's like your whole perspective shifts when you go through something like this. When you become the butterfly, you're like, oh, that was hard. I'm glad I came through that cocoon in this form. So there's something about this Ace of Cups with the Six of Swords. Hold on. When I feel something being born, it feels like giving birth. I might have to come back to it. I don't want to bore you to death. Hold on, I'm going to push pause. I have to bear down. Okay, I'm back. Whew. So I kept getting the word patchwork and matrix, and I was like, what are you trying to tell me? And so I just kind of felt into these cards a little bit more, the Ace of Cups, Six of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. And there's something here about you. It's like you weaving together your own, it's like, you know, this, I think what called to me was the spider. Oh, I got the chills again. You know how a spider web, they say, is like so strong, like this, it's like, what do they say? One of the strands is like stronger than like cable, relative, you know, to size and whatever. I don't know. I just hear things and relay them poorly. So, but you've heard that, right? A spider web, the material is just so friggin' strong. And this, you're weaving, like through this journey, you're weaving your own matrix, your own safety net. It's like, and you know how a spider web doesn't look, no two spider webs are going to look the same, even from the same spider. There's always going to be small differences, but your spider web is going to be unique to you. Is this a bad analogy? And it's so strong. And I think then I saw the Strength card again. So there's something about the way that you are weaving this together. There's what called to me also was this bird dropping a pentacle in the Ace of Cups. It's so funny. I never noticed that before, that it's like, why would the pentacle be in there? But it's something about this journey you've taken. And remember, we started with this Queen of Pentacles. I'm getting all the chills now. It's all coming together. Like the Queen of Pentacles carrying that thing to fruition. She's carried it all the way down here and dropped it in this heart. The cups or the heart. Like it's, now you're overflowing of the heart. It's painting a picture here. And what comes out of that with your healing journey, the Six of Swords here, is the Nine of Pentacles, which is the spider having woven a unique, amazingly strong web to support her on throughout the rest of this, her life. Like she's become not just the butterfly, but the spider. She's like, it's just like, and it's such a funny analogy to the Matrix. And we're talking about like everything is a metaphor. There's like in our world, it's everything's a metaphor. When you're talking energy and energy work and all this, people are like, visualize this light. And it's like, why? What's that doing? Well, it's the intention you bring to things. It's not about the light itself that you're visualizing. That's all happening in your conscious, your mind. And so it's really the intention you bring to something. So something about your journey has led you to this point of realizing some of these things where you are so powerful. Your mind is so powerful. You're weaving your own, it's like you see, the word matrix keeps coming to me. And the way that this spider, the web kind of looks like matrix, you know, and it's like your strength is now recognizing that everything before that was hard in your life was just by design for you to move through, to heal from, to recognize the strength that's always been within you, that you can manifest. I don't even like that word. That your reality is what you make it. And if your reality says, I don't see any of that anymore, I just see the ones and zeros and I can manipulate them how I want, going back to the Matrix analogy, it's like you have this whole new perspective of things that gives you such this feeling of strength. I know this is trippy, but that's what I'm reading here. I'm going to get you your oracle message. Number 30. I literally just opened to page 39. Butterfly Goddess, Metamorphosis. You are reaching completion on this part of your journey. Prepare to rise higher. The divine butterfly goddess lives in the crown. She is the Shakti of metamorphosis that rises from the base chakra and finds realization and change through her travel upward. In this space of the crown, her process becomes complete. She travels through all the energy centers and all the experiences. Like the butterfly, she is ready to bloom and fly. Her heart is filled with the lotus of awakening, and through her crown shines the seed of consciousness and ascension. Like the butterfly, each stage is important to her soul's growth and preparation. This goddess of light, change and expansion, is surrounded by the infinite light of the universe, which only mimics the light that lives within her. Her peace is infinite as well. By connecting with this goddess of the crown, we acknowledge our journey and our growth. Message. This card finds you at or near the end of a cycle. The process has been deep and has taken you through many levels of experience and development necessary to arrive at this point. Like the Kundalini rising, the butterfly signifies your own unique journey, which had significance and required powerful force to get you to the end. You may feel ecstatic at reaching this point, or you may be still in the process. Either way, the butterfly goddess asks you to allow yourself to settle into a place of quiet reflection. Look back over the many different challenges, gifts, and realizations along the way. Has this part of your journey led you to a higher view? Is there a concern about what lies ahead? Rest in the assurance that after each ending, a new beginning will appear. Take this space to wrap up, integrate, and honor this part of your evolution. We talked about integration right at the start. Power statement. Each step of my evolution brings me toward self-realization. That's what this journey is about. You know what? I kind of feel like going into an extended. I want to dig deeper. Like, where are you headed? What has this all been about? I don't know. I just want to go deeper. So if there's a link below, it means we went deeper, and you can follow me over there. Thanks for being here and listening to my soapbox stuff. That I think was just the energy coming through about where you've been on this journey. Tends to be how it works. So I'm really excited for you. Okay. Thank you for being here. I'll see you.